I'm going to say. We're ready. Okay. Hello, everyone. This is your favorite food alchemist. With me, I have Beverly. And Miss Beverly, no, I don't want to be disrespectful. She is an elder and very much respected. I'm here at 6108 Germantown Avenue, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Don't know the zip code, 19144, with her. And it's all live.
Raw and vegan.
Raw and vegan restaurant. Now, for you people out here that don't know, this is another quintessential raw. All her menu is raw and vegan, which is excellent for the person that's vegan or raw. And she has many delicious selections that you've seen on my Facebook page. So I want you to check that out. I want to do an interview with her, and I want you to stay tuned. So I'm going to slide my way to the side, so you're not going to see me, and you're just going to see Miss Beverly and her lovely face. So let's begin. Okay. I wanted everyone to know, they know where you're located. And we want to talk about how you came about doing raw and how you came about doing vegan and what was the process to share with others that are going through this.
Well, I was introduced to different things early on by friends. One particular friend would tell me about eating pork, and that's how I started even knowing anything about food, because I didn't know there was anything wrong with any food. Mm-hmm. Pork was a heavy thing in my diet.
Okay.
And she was trying to school me on that. But that didn't really do anything. She was talking to me, but I couldn't hear.
Okay.
Because when you have a lot of blockages and you have a lot of pollution in your body and your mind, you can't really hear.
Right.
When people are talking to you,
correct,
it sounds like a foreign language. Like
okay.
You don't understand why would they be saying something to you like that. Mm-hmm. Because where you're vibrating, you're looking at it like, this is just the best thing ever, this pork meat. It tastes so good, because that's where you're vibrating.
Okay.
So she would try to talk to me, but I couldn't really hear her. And then she had books in her house, and I read a book by Dick Gregory called Cooking with Mother Nature.
I love it.
So that's what actually got me to want to change, reading that little paper bag.
Wow. And you guys know he's the pioneer about vegetarian. Been out there for a long time and still out there fighting and telling us to eat right. If you don't know, he's just a wonderful man. You need to pick up his book. He has a lot going for him. So I'm very proud to know him. So we were talking about how we didn't understand in the community about quinoa, and how you and other people came to learn about quinoa in the Philadelphia, in the melanated color, black, whatever you want to, community, and how Dr. Sebi
he brought that to Philadelphia.
Brought it to Philadelphia for you to understand about that. So and she gives credit to a lot of the pioneers, which is humbly appreciated, very humbly appreciated, because a lot of people don't do that. So she pays homage to him. So we appreciate that. And her being an elder, we need to listen. So that's why I want you folks to sit back and listen to an elder tell you from a positive perspective of what you can do and how she came about in her journey to actually have this wonderful restaurant that you see, these beautiful dishes, from the barbecue portobello to the mock tuna to I had these collard greens with lime that were just outrageous. Kale?
Not collard greens.
Oh,
collard greens are harder to digest than kale.
Okay, see? Didn't even know that.
Well, if you remember, the collard greens were a slave food that we ate, and it was also food for cattle.
No, I didn't know that.
Yes. So it's okay, but that's why, if you remember, our grandmothers and mothers would cook them all day long. They would put them on the stove in the morning, and they would cook all day long, because they already knew that they had to be broken down to be able to
Wow.
be digested. That's why they cook. Because you would think, why do you have to cook greens that long?
Right.
But when you think about it, they knew that they had to do that so they could be digested.
See, the knowledge of our ancestors knew that we didn't. Just awesome. She also had a seaweed salad, which I was just dynamite today. I mean, I just made myself full of myself. I had nice hummus, and then you get your choice. You can have nori, you got pita bread, you got avocado. I mean, she's got some wonderful drinks. I had a strawberry and banana smoothie. It was delicious.
Sea moss smoothie.
Sea moss. Oh, see, didn't even know. Sea moss smoothie, which was really good. She has coconut water here. She has apple cider, ginger drinks. So these are wonderful things. And I even talked to her about kombucha and kefir and the diet, and she's one of those people that never ever did the processed tofu to actually transition. She wanted real whole food, and I'm going to let her explain why.
Okay, well, when I first started this, I had very heavy addictions, food addictions. Basically, sugar and fast food.
Okay.
So, after reading Dick Gregory's book, I decided that I wanted to go in hard and break my addictions, and so which is why I chose to do the raw food.
Okay.
And so, like soy and mock meats and all these other things have no place here.
Okay.
Because they're still processed foods. So I just wanted to basically deal with the fruits and the vegetables and maybe sprouted grains. And I broke my food addictions and got rid of any health concerns that I had. And it's actually it's more like a transformative diet. It like transforms you. It's not so much that you just feel better, but your body and your mind, it transforms you because you're putting purer things in your body. So when you first start changing your diet, it's more of what you're not eating that is helping you than what you're eating. So people think, oh, I eat this now and I eat that, and this is what is making me feel better. What's actually making you feel better is what you're not eating. So as you go further into it and clean yourself out more and more, you're going to have to be more cognizant of the foods that you eat. Because once you start cleaning out and you get to the bare bones of it, you're going to have to really start putting in high power alkaline foods in your body to really start to get the really the transformative effects.
Okay.
Initially, you're just basically cleaning out the garbage.
Okay.
So you are you could be probably eating tofu or eating, processed vegan foods, and you may feel better. You're feeling better because of what you're not eating.
Okay.
Not because of the tofu or not because of the processed vegan foods that you're eating. That's not why you're feeling better.
Right.
So as they're processed, you're going to have to eventually, if you want to, evolve and transform, you're going to have to kick it up.
Okay.
Or you're going to find you're at a stalemate. You're going to find, you're not really feeling as good. Or you might find yourself where you were losing weight, you might start gaining it again. Because now you gotta move it up.
Okay. Take it up to another notch. I like that. So when you're going through this process, did you replace it with smoothies? Did you?
Well, it wasn't an easy process because, like I said, I was in very heavy food addictions.
Right.
But I was determined. Once I did the cleanse, which I followed Dick Gregory's little paperback book, to do the fast, and I saw how good I felt, I decided that I wanted to stick with it. Now remember, this was 36 years ago, so it was not a popular thing to do.
Right.
But I was determined, and it was very difficult. And I did very well for about a year. Then I started sneaking little things in. Like I would start eating like something sweet. But once you do that, you're gonna eventually keep going. You're gonna backpedal back. So now I started eating junk again. Started eating fish sandwiches and fast food again, because fish is healthy, you know. So I'm still good. I mean, my little fish sandwich, you know. But I was still eating more fruit, still eating salads and all of that. And then I got pregnant with my daughter, and I felt really bad about the fact that I knew better, and I was pregnant, and I was eating sugar and still eating some fast food. And so I really went inside of myself to say, you know what? You're pregnant, you're having this child, you're going to have to be an example, because nobody that you know, that you know actually that's around you on a consistent basis does this. So you have to be the example for this child.
Wow.
So I made my major transition into raw foods when I was 7 months pregnant, and I've never returned to anything ever again, and this is 36 years later.
Wow.
Never ate another sugar, never ate another anything to this day.
See, that's amazing. That is amazing. So for people
I treated it like a drug.
Okay.
That's what
Which
I
it
did.
is. It is.
So when you're on drugs, you don't take a hit of crack every other day. You don't take a hit, okay? You don't take a hit every other day. And that's how I look. So I can't have a chocolate cupcake every other day. That's my hit. That's my crack.
And you guys already know that I've already said this and put the science out there that sugar is one molecule from crack and cocaine. Y'all know, if y'all listen to You Are What You Eat, I've been saying this for about 7 years now. So now you got it from someone else besides
right.
lovely me. So now that...
That's how I treated it. And I'm clean now.
See? And
I'm clean.
36 strong.
That's right.
You know?
Don't touch the stuff.
So what made you decide to open up the restaurant, and how long have you been open here in Philadelphia?
Well, actually, the first idea about having any type of a restaurant came from Dr. Sabi.
Okay.
And he had talked to me and said a little bit about, because I had a building on the side of my house, and he was saying, he mentioned it, that would be a good place to do it. And actually, that's where it opened.
Oh, okay.
But the idea really came from my daughter.
Okay.
Because when Dr. Sabi mentioned, I wasn't really even interested in opening up anything.
Okay.
But later on, my daughter wanted to open up something. So we did that. It wasn't my idea at all.
Okay.
So we were at that location for 2 years, and we've been here at this location for 4. So it's been a total of 6 years.
You go. Awesome. I mean, that rocks totally. So being that, let them know that about your classes and your support group, because, you know, we need support when we're going through transition. Whether it's transition to meat eater, whatever eater, to vegan, from vegan to raw, and you need that support, and she has that. And ladies and gentlemen, I am just so lucky because she will be going on vacation tomorrow, so we're making this work for us. So
yeah, it's
so how
we have a support group once a month.
Okay.
And at the support group, I give information, but it's a open forum.
Okay.
So the people actually help each other.
Awesome.
And when you are embarking on changing your lifestyle, you have to, if you're serious, you want to be around people with that same energy, because it'll help you until you get strong enough to kind of like be on your own.
Correct.
Until then, it's very, very important to be around people who are also on that road of evolution to love your body, because it's the only one you have.
Mm-hmm.
And I get nothing else.
Okay.
And I get no more fingernails, no more hair,
Right.
except the hair to grow out of your scalp.
Right.
Nobody can give you any.
Right.
Nobody can give you another leg, another hip.
Correct.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And if they do give you one, it ain't going to be like the one you were born with.
Correct.
Okay? Nothing can replace that one.
Right.
So when you start understanding or overstanding that, and you start really having a love for the creation that you are, the penny can drop into the heart.
Mm-hmm.
That how important it is to take care of your body and your mind and your spirit. It's not it's not really something that should be up for discussion.
Okay.
Like, once you know who you are, you know how you were made. You were made by the universe, by God, or whoever you feel you were made by, but it's not of this world.
Correct. I agree.
It's not of this world.
Right. So when you became vegan, did your spirituality open up even more? That's what I ask people.
Because like before, I had no reverence for life at all. Other than knowing that there's certain things you don't do because society says you don't do this, you don't do this, you don't do this. But as far as within my own self, to have a reverence for life, I didn't. I didn't really respect my own life because I didn't know how. I didn't know that I was important.
Wow.
Okay, I didn't know that my body was important, that my liver and my spleen and my gallbladder and my mind and how I treated people, all of that. I didn't know of the importance. See, okay. I didn't know how that affected my aura. I didn't know that.
Awesome.
Okay, so once I started cleaning the garbage out, I started to be able to see better from within.
Okay.
And I started understanding that I don't have to swat that fly because that fly's not bothering me. So why do I have to swat it? Why do I have to kill it? Why do I have to make sure that I destroy everything around me?
Right.
I can't do that no more.
See,
it's like, because I don't want nobody to swat me like that. Now there's certain things you say, well, you have to do certain things because of whatever, but you'll fit it in. You'll know what to do. Your spirit will lead you to do certain things. But I mean, it's totally changed my life because it's an energy to eating peacefully. So you imbue yourself with that energy of peace and you become peace. See, it's you are what you take in.
Right.
Like people say, oh, I love shrimp, I love crab legs, I love this, right? But you love it, but what is that you're eating? And when you break it down, you're eating something that their job is to clean all the filth from the ocean.
Mm-hmm.
So that means that they are filth because this is what they are, what they eat.
Right.
That is their job. That is what they do.
True.
So just know that that's what you're doing. You're
Right.
eating a scavenger.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you feel about that? You may say, I don't care, I like it. Then that's okay. That's
Right.
okay. But just know that.
Right.
Have you looked at that? Or
Right.
have you just like, it's like an unaware thing that you do. You're not aware of it. You just do it. It's like rote. You just do it. You have never questioned it or looked at it.
Thought about it. Now, I have a question for you. When you prepare your food, and because it's vegetables and so forth, like we pay homage, like in like some Native American cultures in Africa and other cultures, they give homage, like because they cut from their the vegetables, they give homage, like give prayer because thanking the earth or whatever because they was able to provide today. Is that the kind of energy you bring into your food as well? Paying homage to the food because
It's like
it provided.
I'm just in gratitude all the time.
That's what
I'm just in gratitude that I even was able to accept to eat from the earth and be thankful what the earth gives me. Because I don't know, when I look back, I don't know how I got here because of where I came from. I come from parents from the South where our meals were basically fatback gravy. That's what I ate coming up.
Okay.
Fatback, gravy, beans, oxtails, homemade biscuits with butter and jelly, Kool-Aid. That's what I come from.
Okay.
So I didn't even know what certain vegetables were unless I read it in a book because I had never experienced those.
Okay.
So now I'm really so thankful because I don't really know. I didn't even like to cook. I always wanted to eat out at fast food restaurants, and so now I prepare everything that I eat, and of course I have a restaurant and I prepare, and so I look at that and I'm like, wow, I'm just in gratitude about the whole thing. At one time I would have never thought that I would not eat sugar because that's how much of an addiction it was. I couldn't even see myself. I haven't eaten sugar in 36 years.
So you said you had addiction. My question is, did you have any health issues at that time?
Yes, well, the biggest health issue that I had was I had fibroid tumors.
Wow.
Yeah, I had
Wow.
fibroid tumors that were giving me a lot of pain and bleeding, and when I got pregnant, but I never knew I had fibroids because I didn't get checked. All I knew I was in a lot of pain and I would bleed profusely. But when I got pregnant with my daughter, that's when they told me that I had fibroids, and they were hoping that it didn't give me any trouble while I was pregnant. But since I changed my diet at 7 months, and even before that I had started eating better, but I totally changed in 7 months, and by the time my daughter was, I think she was probably like 5 months, I dropped that tumor right in the toilet.
Go girl.
See, a tumor is a parasite, and it has to hold, you feed it.
Yes.
Okay, with your emotions and with your food, you feed the tumor and it grows. So when you don't feed it, mine dislodged. It just dislodged. And I didn't know basically what it was at the time when it happened. I didn't know what was going on. I know I was sweating and I felt pressure, and I just went to the bathroom and this big round thing dropped out. So I wrapped it up and took it to a naturopath, and I didn't go to the doctor. And he said it was a mass of waste. And I said, well, I was diagnosed. He didn't diagnose me, but I said I was diagnosed by two doctors, gynecologists, with fibroid tumor. So he gave me an internal. He said, "Well, you don't have it now."
See, so
And I
that's
haven't had it since.
testimony. See, and this is just what we were talking about.
And I wasn't even really trying to get rid of it. It's just like I was eating the diet, and I was nursing my daughter, and I just was taking care of her and taking care of myself. So I wasn't on any mission to get rid of it. It wasn't bothering me at the time.
Did your energy increase when you also changed your diet?
Oh yeah, the energy thing is like unbelievable. You clean out that colon, get that waste out, and eat better. Your energy's going to increase.
Did you do any enemas or colonics?
Yes, that was a part of Dick Gregory's regimen. The enemas.
All right. So
I didn't do any the colonics, but I did do the enemas.
Okay.
Because that's what his program was.
Okay. See, I didn't know that. So that's good to know, because when I talk to people, we talk about cleaning when you're transitioning, how you need to get rid of it, because some people just juice and don't realize that waste is still in your blood, that is just still sitting there. So first thing I ask is, what kind of cleanser are you doing, or a colon thing, because they think they'll just take these capsules and it's going to be done. They don't realize, like, the waste has been sitting there.
That helps. The enemas help a lot to move it out quicker.
Okay.
If you take capsules, you can move it, but the internal wash is good.
Thank you. That was my point. I wanted you to say that, because everybody knows how I am. So I wanted everyone to hear this from your point of view, that you're going to come back when? When will you be back in town?
I'll be back in the restaurant on September the 11th, 2014.
So where should people go if they want to sign up for your classes?
They can go to aaaaallfood.com.
Okay. And they can put their address information, and somebody contacted,
and email it to me.
And email it, okay. And your support group and all of that stuff.
It's once a month, and once you give us your information, you'll get all the emails concerning the support group.
Okay. Now you heard this live. This is your favorite food alchemist, Chef Ceci, and I want you to have a wonderful day. It's been a blessing sitting here getting knowledge. So, as I say, love, light, peace, longevity. This is Ceci, out.